Have you ever encountered someone outside the shores of the country ask you whether you're a Nigerian? I have, and I know that when they ask me that question, I always gleefully answer, yes, I am Nigerian. But in some cases, someone who is familiar a little bit with Nigeria would ask further, are you Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba? And I also know that I always gladly say I am Yoruba. But then I've always asked myself, what if I wasn't? What if I belong to one of the so-called minority tribes? How would I feel? I don't know the answer to that. But I suspect the opposite might be the case. It is a statement of fact that Nigeria is made up of three major tribes. Also true is that Nigeria has over 250 different ethnic groups. But fact does not translate to right or wrong. Those are judgments that are based on morals and values. But in the case of Nigeria, we have overemphasized on the three major tribes to the extent that the other ethnic groups have been relegated almost to the fringes. Before I go further, let's examine the numbers. These numbers are estimates because the population figures we have are not current, because Nigeria has not conducted official, universally accepted census for a while. According to data that are available, the Hausa Fulani groups are about 65 to 73 million people, constituting 29 to about 32% of the population. Yorubas, about 47 to 52 million people, constituting around 21 to 23%. Igbo, 40 to 46 million, 18 to 20%. But then next in line are the Ijaws, the Kanuris, and the Thieves, constituting about 8 million, 12, 10 million, 5 to 8 million respectively. Outside of these three major tribes, these other numbers are huge numbers. But importantly, something stands out. And something is revealed here, that the big three ethnic groups, the Hausa, Igbo, and the Yoruba groups, collectively represent about 68 to 75% of the population. This leaves the remaining ethnic groups that are, in quote, called minorities, to constitute around 25 to 32%, amounting to about 57 to 73 million people. These numbers are not small numbers. 50 million people? Only about 30 countries in the world have population of over 50 million people. So therefore, the groups that we consider minorities altogether constitute or have higher numbers than about 200 countries. These numbers are not small numbers. But then why do we still call them minorities? This big three narrative is overshadowed, or should I say, marginalize these other ethnic groups. And in my opinion, this marginalization systematically will lead to distrust, disenfranchisement, cultural erosion, and importantly, persistent feeling or sense of inequality. And this would threaten national cohesion. This is what I think. I think this big three narrative has been around for a while. And we may have to start thinking about other ways to address our diversity in a way that will make everyone feel along. Nobody will feel left out. This way, I believe, may be one of the ways we need to start thinking to move forward. So that as a collective Nigeria, we can look beyond the tribal groups and see ourselves as one entity, one Nigeria. This is my perspective. Do you think differently? Let me know in the comment section. See you next time. Thank you.